In March of 2026, I made $100,000, you guys, just in 1 month. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my personal experience on how I made my first 100,000. So if you're new to the business, if you're thinking about becoming a loan officer, maybe you're a seasoned loan officer and you want to make your first 100, maybe you haven't hit that milestone yet, and make sure you stay to the end of this video. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, so for the first part here, I'm going to lay down the groundwork, the fundamentals, the basics of what set me up to get those $100,000 in deals. And the first thing is you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe it's possible, right? You need to believe in the possibility and you have to have that target. So in December of last year, 2025, I was writing my goals down. My goal this year is to make $100,000 as a loan officer. Now, looking back, I should have set a bigger target because I actually accomplished that just in March. $6 million in production. The average loan officer gets paid 1.5% to 2%. So do the math. That's the commission I made. So I know it sounds corny, but I'm just telling you what I did. I set the target. You know, you could call it manifesting. You can call it whatever you want. The point is you need to believe it's possible. All right, number 2 is understanding that no one thing is going to get you to $100,000, whether it's $100,000 in a month or $100,000 a year. No one thing's going to do it. There's no silver bullet. There's no silver spoon. There's no silver nothing. It's an accumulation of things, accumulation of actions, accumulation of training, thousands of hours, thousands of sweat, tears, and all that good stuff. So study all my content, study other people's content. I've made videos on books that I've studied of top producers. Read all those books. You need to become a student of the game, right? If you're not a student of the game, you're not going to get the results of the game. Study all my content, study other people's content, you know, whoever it is. Another great YouTube channel out there is Mortgage Coach. They have great videos, but you need to be a student of the game and just understand that no one thing is going to get me or is going to get you to those $100,000, whether it's in a year or it's in a month. All right, the third fundamental that I want you guys to know is that it takes time and or training. Top producers, they're successful simply because of the time they have in the industry. They've been doing it for 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 years. So you ask them, what made you successful? And they're like, I don't know. It's because the amount of time they have. Because they have so much time in it, they've learned a lot, right? Training, but also they know a lot of people. And a lot of people know them. So time does play a factor. This is my 5th year in the business. This doesn't mean that you can't do this your first year. I'm not saying that because there's training, right? I'm big on training. I'm all about training. I say in all my videos, if you have the training, you can bypass or skip the experience. I'm big on studying. This is not a wallpaper behind me. These are dictionaries, encyclopedias, materials that I study on my own time. You need to be big on training because if you have enough training, you need less time. You know, I don't want you guys to be discouraged and be like, oh, hey, Enrique did it on his 5th year. No, you can do it on your first year, your first month, but you need the training. All right, number 4 is being a mortgage broker, working as a mortgage broker. This is huge. I would say 80 to 90% of these deals I wouldn't have been able to do if I was at a retail bank like Wells Fargo, Chase, or if I was a direct lender. These deals would have been impossible. As a mortgage broker, you have access to all these banks, all these programs, bank statement, ITIN, DSCR, even down payment assistance programs, right? That your direct lender or Wells Fargo may not have. If you guys are not a mortgage broker, and this isn't a pitch, you know, I don't have a company of mortgage brokers, but if you guys are a direct lender or retail, take a good look at becoming a mortgage broker. 80 to 90% of these deals I wouldn't have been able to do if I was retail or direct lender. So if you're interested in becoming a loan officer and you don't know where to start or what to do, go to my website, enriqueandgreatness.com. Under Get License, I have all the steps, and I also have some videos that I personally made on how to get your license and go about the process. There's also a special discount code provided by Encores, who are offering the Enrique and Greatness family 20% off your pre-licensing education. So make sure you guys check them out. They're one of the leading online platforms for pre-licensing education. I use them for my licensing and they do a phenomenal job. So make sure you take advantage of those savings. And if you still have questions, you can go under Ask Enrique and book a free 30-minute Zoom call with me and ask me anything. Maybe you're not sure if you want to do full-time or part-time or what company or whatever, or you just want my advice. So you could go on there, book a call with me. It's absolutely free. You can do as many as you want and you can ask me anything. Now back to the video. All right, so there were about 5 deals that made up these $100,000. I'm going to go through each deal and how I got them and and what I did to keep them, convert them, etc. So the first one was actually a past client, and they were purchasing a multi-unit property. It was anywhere from, I think it was a 6 or 7 unit apartment complex. Again, had I been at a direct lender or retail, I wouldn't have been able to do this deal, because this is, kind of the fine line between a commercial deal and not so much a residential deal. But being a mortgage broker, there's programs that allow you to, finance a deal that's anywhere from 5 to 8 units without going fully commercial. So I was able to do that deal without having to refer them. If I was a direct lender, I would have had to refer that deal out to someone else, and I would have lost credibility. I probably would have lost a client, because they probably would have just done business with that other loan officer for all their other deals, because even right now, they're still shopping for more apartment complexes. And this was a bigger deal. I mean, it's an apartment complex. Now, another thing that led me to keep this deal was, remember, this is a past client. This person, their first deal I did with them was like $200,000. This apartment complex was over $2 million. So you need to treat everyone the same and treat everyone with great experience. All right, the second one was a new client, and this was a referral from a realtor. Now, how I got this realtor referral was I'm always super performing with their clients. Another thing that really helped with this deal was, again, being a mortgage broker. A lot of the banks, this was a very, very unique file, and a lot of the banks were like, we can't do it, we can't do it, we can't do it, because of their profile. I was on the phone all day with banks until I finally found a bank that could do it. Being resourceful, calling banks, being a mortgage broker, all this played a part in getting this deal done. Like I mentioned earlier, no one thing is going to make you a great anything. And the client was like, I don't know how you did it. All right, the third deal and the fourth deal, believe it or not, are actually from the same client. I was helping them purchase 2 properties at the same time. And I had helped them before. A little backstory. They're an investor, so they purchased a lot of property. They decided to go with a different lender because, they're buying left and right, and they're getting, pitches left and right from all these lenders. They decided to go with another lender after I helped them purchase that one property to purchase another property. And they were like, Enrique, I was working with this other lender. I can't get over your service. You did such a great job of how you explain things, everything, right? The service, the whole enchilada. I'm going to be buying these 2 properties, and I want you to work with me. They're like, I don't care, what your fees are. I don't care how much you charge. I want to work with you. This person told me this person's making millions of dollars a month. I work with a lot of finance people, a lot of business people. You're the only person that I trust for business and money advice, right? Because they're going to ask you, oh, well, what do you think? Should I invest in real estate? Should I invest in a 4 unit? Should I get an SFR? Should I get a 2 unit? Is this the right market? How should I manage my portfolio? And if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't even know what a portfolio means, then how are you going to advise that client, right? So this goes beyond being a loan officer. This goes into strategy, into problem solving, into life solving. And the fifth and last one was actually a past client. As you can see, there's a pattern here of past clients, so make sure you do a great job with every client, treat everyone the same, give everyone great service. He was actually getting a HELOC with another loan officer, and this loan officer was taking about 2 to 3 months. They were still in escrow, and it wasn't closing. And that's my bad for not following up. I take full responsibility for that until I actually did follow up, which is pretty funny. I needed some moving services, and on my CRM, here's where you want to take some notes. I write down, whenever I work with a business owner, what type of business they have. And I was like, oh, I remember that one guy had a moving business. So I reached out to him, hey, do you have a moving business? I'm pretty sure you do. I have it here in my notes. He's like, yeah, I do have a moving business. And then the next day, he's like, hey, by the way, Enrique, can you help me with this HELOC? I'm working with this other loan officer. They haven't been able to close it. I really need this closed ASAP. Can you help me? I was like, no problem. I got him pre-approved that same day, got him in escrow the next day. And that's how that deal turned out. So I did follow up. That's my bad for not following up sooner, or else I would have lost the deal. But it goes to show not only the power of follow-up, but also, having an organized and good CRM. Had I followed up with that person 2-3 months earlier, I could have got that deal sooner. I could have helped them out sooner, a better customer experience. So those were all the deals that made up those $100,000. It's not always a case where 5 or 6 deals gets you to $100,000. These just happen to be really, really, really big deals. Like I said, I think it was about $6 million in production between these 5 deals. So it may not always be, $100K for 5 deals. It just depends on the loan amount. And in Los Angeles, or at least in this area, loan amounts are pretty big. But nevertheless, it's very, very possible for you to make $100,000 as a loan officer. I did it in a month. You can do it in a year, in 6 months, even in a month, even in a week. And that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a big thumbs up, comment down below what you guys thought. Reach out if you have any questions, subscribe for more content just like this, and I'll see you in the next one.